everyone, I'm Stephanie, this is Dash. This is your tips video for the helicopter. The helicopter is another technique you can use when you need to make a tight S-line, like the one that you see here, without a side change. So in this example, the dog would be approaching to the backside, slicing, and then continuing this way to the tunnel. But there would be no handling side change. So as the handler, I would start this technique with my dog on the left, and then I would end this technique also with my dog on left. You can use a helicopter to create the same type of line as twist. So anywhere you might see a spot where a twist would be applicable, you can use a helicopter there too. In our last tips video, we talked about how twist is more natural for the dog than a running on the dog's line would be when making this type of a tight exit line. So if we were to do a running on the dog's line here, we would commit the dog with left foot and arm, and then move forward, eyes and chest laser to the landing, and see the dog land and help them with the lead changes there. But that takes quite a bit of training. Twist, that we learned in our last tips video, is more natural for the dog than running on the dog's line would be to create this type of line because of the way the 7 handling elements work to create the line. The same is true for the helicopter. The helicopter is a technique the dog will understand without a lot of training, whereas running on the dog's line would require some repetition. So you may find that the helicopter is easier for you to do than the twist because of the footwork, and your dog may react to it more naturally and more easily than, say, doing a running on the dog's line with a tight exit such as this one. That being said, many of us train a reliable running on the dog's line for this type of exit, and then we also make sure that we can do both the twist and the helicopter so that we have all of those tools in our toolkit. Let's look at the 7 handling elements in the helicopter. In helicopter, you have to be ahead of the dog, and your motion will be parallel to the intended line as you commit them to the backside. And then once you see commitment and you rotate around, your motion continues parallel to the intended line to the next correct obstacle. Position is mid-bar when you commit the dog to the backside, similar to what we've been saying with twist and German turn, that this mid-bar position when you commit the dog to the backside really helps you to be able to move through the technique more easily, especially if you're in the US and using 5-foot bars like we are here. So mid-bar position, then when you step to commit, and you rotate around. Now you're 1 step off the intended line so that you can set the exit line. So your eyes in helicopter are on your dog so that when you make the step to commit to the backside that you can see commitment. So just like we've talked about last week in the twist, that make sure you're watching your dog as you step. It's very easy to accidentally do this and look at the wing, but now I can't see commitment. My dog is still coming over there. I won't see commitment until my dog gets here, and then I would be in the way as I try to rotate around. Okay, so make sure that you see commitment from your dog when they are still approaching the backside. So as early as possible that you can see the commitment, trust it and go. So eyes are on the dog. You see them commit to going to the backside. As you rotate around, I'm going to reconnect with my dog, drop my eyes to the landing, and now I see my dog pretty much right where she is, next to me there. Chest laser points to the end of the wing, or if you want to think of it as the line going to the backside when you make your step to commit to the backside send. When you see commitment and you rotate around, now my chest laser is pointing forward to the next obstacle. Right, legs, dog side leg, steps to commit. So in this case, dog side leg is my left leg because that would be closest to the dog if we were moving into the technique. Okay, so dog side leg, steps to commit. Then dog side leg is going to push off, step all the way around. So you can see here, there's a bit of a moment where my feet are going in opposite directions. This foot is going to follow, and then we move forward. Okay, so if you're familiar with reverse spin, the maximum that a human is capable of doing in a reverse spin would be 180 degrees. That's pretty much what we're doing here. So once you make your step to commit, and you see the commitment, you turn all the way around and keep moving forward. So you just swing that leg around. Arms, support your leg. So when you make the step to commit, your dog side arm goes with it in a small motion. We don't need a big send, just a step to commit. See the commitment. When you rotate around, And you just pick your dog up on the same guiding arm. And for voice, you can use a backside send verbal if you have that. Let's talk about some tips that will help you in the helicopter. So like I said last week with the twist, virtual dog practice will go a long way to making this technique feel automated to you and easy to do when you try to do it with your dog. So with your virtual dog, you start mid-bar position, dog side leg back, looking at where your dog will be, step towards the intended line to the backside, see the commitment, and then when I see commitment, rotate all the way around, see my dog land, move forward parallel to the next movement. My next tip for you is about position. So like I said before, try to be about approximately mid-bar when you commit the dog to go to the backside, because that will make it easier for you to cover the rest of the distance as you move around the bar. If you are closer to the end, so in a true backside send, we would be more towards the end of the bar. However, that's a lot more travel for me to get here, okay? So mid-bar position will help you, which means the next tip is trust your backside send. And the more independent the backside send is, the easier this is to do. Good girl. And which leads us to our next tip, which is remember, look at your dog when you commit them to the backside. So like I was talking about earlier, when we talked about eyes, that when you commit your dog to the backside, it should look like this. If it looks like this, by the time my dog reaches there, it's too late for me to go around like that. I would be in her way. So then that's where techniques like this tend to feel like they're really hard to do, is that you see commitment way too late, so you can't. So like I said at the beginning, the helicopter is more natural to the dog than running on the dog's line would be. So this is another technique you can use in place of running on the dog's line when there is a very tight exit line like the one you see going to the tunnel behind me. So those are your tips for the helicopter. It's a really fun technique and very useful to have in your toolkit. You may find it to be an easier alternative for you to do than the twist. If backing up makes you feel a little bit awkward, then this is a good alternative to that. It is more natural for your dog, but like I said at the beginning, it's really great to make sure that you and your dog can do all of these things, because that makes you a really strong team who can tackle any challenge. So have fun training the helicopter, and I will see you on the forum.